Yeah. See? Yeah. Oh. It's Samantha K, and we are back with another video. As you can tell from today's title, we will be talking about things they don't tell you post-engagement. Since I'm going through my engagement season, I just wanted to share a couple nuggets that I've stumbled across and either or experienced where my expectation for it was a little like different, I guess you can say. So I just wanted to give you my truth and what I've gone through, and just so when you go through that season, you will have something to reflect on, I guess something more reality versus expectations as well. So let's get started. I did make some notes so I can stay on track. So if you see me look this way, I'm really just looking at my computer so I can not have these side conversations and I can just stay to what I need to stay to. Because if you know me, I do sub conversations, y'all. It's a real thing, okay? So the first thing is the engagement phase. So you just got engaged, you're excited, and then the first question someone's asking you is, when are you getting married? What day it is? Have you set a date yet? And you know, me, it was like the week after our engagement, I set a date. And funny story, but anyway, but our original date was going to be March of 2020. But some situations happened where the venue cost was not, it just wasn't able to happen. It just wasn't able to happen. And I was like, well, Randy, if we're not saving for a venue, what are we waiting to next year for? That's absurd. You know, side note here, I do have a venue for my reception, but I am having my wedding at a church and everybody's invited. But yeah, so I'm here to tell you, you do not have to have a lengthy engagement. You do not have to have the shortest engagement. It's whatever works for you guys. Don't let anybody pressure you to, you know, some people like, oh, that was fast, that's too soon. You know you know what you can handle. So I just say, go what's best for you. Just a quick story. One of my sorority sisters, she was engaged for about a year now. It's a year today. And I asked her, you know, I'm like, I'm excited to come to this wedding, girl. And she was like, well, I'm waiting to school because she's in dental school. And I was just like, go you. Don't let anybody tell you that you're taking too long, because ultimately it's something that y'all would have to pay for. And you don't want to stress out with other things that's on your plate. So whatever is best for you guys, I say go for it. So with that being said about picking a date, you also have to look at your venue. So I can sit here and say, I want to get married April the 12th of 2019. Yes, that has passed. But if the venue that you want in April is not available, then honey, no. So this brings us to topic number 2, venue. Picking out a venue was probably the most stressful experience I've ever been through. I mean, picking out a pair of shoes is, you know, high level stress, because you're like, oh, do I need these? Do I want these? Yes. I mean, it doesn't matter. You just pick them out. But picking out a venue is so stressful because now you have to think about, is my date available, you know, or what's that price range, or just things of like that nature. And it's so easy to be like, I want my wedding here and I'm not thinking about anything else. But let me tell you, bride, something. Sometimes you're just gonna have to compromise. If your coin is like this, okay? If your coin is like this, then hey, what we talking about? Watch the next video. But you also need to inquire about catering services. Some venues require you to use their in-house catering, or they charge you a surcharge for bringing in a outside caterer. And sometimes they do not allow you to bring your own food. And that's one of the things that we struggle with, because we are doing an open invitation wedding, both ceremony and reception, because I just found it really hard picking a guest list, and I'm lazy. I don't want to have to go hunt people's numbers down. I don't want to have to do anything. Just come. If you come, if you don't, I mean, hey, see you next week after the honeymoon. No big deal. See us on Facebook. I don't know. But then you also have to think about, like, if you get this big elaborate venue, okay, well, now you have to have big elaborate decorations, right? So it's just one of those things that's costly. What's gonna weigh in, what's gonna weigh out. So this brings us to topic number 3, our guest list. I initially wanted something super intimate where it's just my brother, my mom, my dad, and then Randy's immediate family only. I mean, if you know my fiance, you know he has a tribe, okay? Like, my immediate family is just me, my dad, my mom, and my brother. But Randy is like 9 of them and then their kids. So you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted it to be us, and we just have a nice private ceremony and reception. And you know, then we'll probably throw a party where we just celebrating with friends. That's what I personally wanted. But Randy wanted to see me walk down the aisle in a white dress, and I was like, okay, I got you. So when it came down to making this guest list, I'm like, okay, let's think private. We got this. Then I was like, oh, I want them to come. Then I want them to come. Then I want them to come. But if I don't invite them, then they're not gonna come, and somebody's gonna be feeling so weird. And I was just like, I don't want that. So here we are. Everybody can come. Anybody can come, you know? But I thought that was just so funny. And Randy was like, sure, private, intimate. Yeah, intimacy went right out the door when it came to that guest list. So here we are. But that's just us. Now, some people do get stressed out about this guest list because if you do have it at these venues like mentioned, you are going to have to really start looking into who can you invite. You're going to start really looking to who can you invite, and are they people that are close to you. And one thing that I noticed that a lot of brides say in these group things that I'm a part of on Facebook is that, you know, they get people that's like, hey, I can't wait for your wedding. I'm invited, right? And then they're just like, I don't really talk to you except for I like your status on Facebook, or, you know, stuff like that. So they put them, you know, outside people put you in an awkward situation. But hey, listen, it's your day. You invite who you want to invite. And that brings us to topic number 4, our bridesmaids. These are girls that's gonna stand by you to test your love for your groom. They're so cute in their dresses and their shoes. But guys, this can become a challenge when you pick out bridesmaids that are really not here for your relationship, or that's not your friend indefinitely. Like, bridesmaids are a group of girls that you individually picked out to be your friend for life, like your BFF for life. Like, these are people you talk to on a daily basis, or these are people that you see like they're your ace boom coon. These your girls. I just don't want y'all to get caught up in the hype of, you know, you have to have 11, 13, 22 bridesmaids because your pictures, or you want to show out. No, this is a moment where you be absolutely selfish. Like, every girl that's in your lineup needs to be someone that's in your lineup, like in your corner all day, every day. Like, my groom, he has, I want to say 9 groomsmen, and I only have 7, and 2 of them are my nieces. And it's just, my circle is extremely small, so I don't have that many girls. So just keep in mind that this process is for you, and you want only those people that's going to be in your corner from day 1 into day death. Yeah, I just said that. There's pros and cons of having a lot of girls, and there's pros and cons of having little girls. So let's just do the number route about the majority of girls. So pros for having a lot of girls. I mean, your picture is going to be lit. You will have a number where you can have even on this side, even on that side, and then your groomsmen can have amount of number they want to. I mean, that's the only pro that I see. Now, the con about having a lot of girls is when you're doing those bridesmaids gifts, that coin gonna be shot, sis. So that's all I can say about that. The pros about having a little amount of girls is that you can buy them a heap of gifts. Like, you can buy them a bridal box, you can buy them robes, this, that, and the other, personalized items. The cons is if you have, I don't know, 3 bridesmaids, then it's gonna be like 2 on this side, 1 on that side. It's just an awkward setup. So I always say shoot for an even number. Do I have an even number? I don't know. I don't keep up with things these days. I tell you the truth. But um, lastly, about the bridesmaids is your expectations. What do you expect from your bridesmaids? I feel like all brides should have these conversations with their bridesmaids. Do not go in there assuming that they would know this. No, verbally express it. You know, I had to do it. So I was like, hey guys, this is what I expect from you. And in order to make your decision easier, if you feel like you cannot meet my expectations, then I thank you. You know, thank you for wanting to be a part, but I understand that you cannot be a part. And it's not that nasty mean or mean nasty or nice nasty or anything. It's just simply telling them what you expect, because ultimately this day revolves around you and only you. And if anyone, even your bridesmaids, stress you out on your day, dealing with your day, cut it. You know, I love you. Bye. It's simple as that. No harm, no foul. Now, if they take offense to that, then maybe they need to do an inner check with themselves, because they know if this was their day, they would want you to be full attentive. So it's one of those golden rules, you know, treat others how you want to be treated. So that's just how I see it. I mean, my bridesmaids don't have a problem. So, okay. And this brings us to our last topic, which is wedding planning. And that's just the bulk of everything, right? So if you have time to plan your wedding, plan it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody deter you from doing what you want to do. If you don't, I advise getting a wedding planner to just carry that load, tell her your vision, and allow her to get it done, especially if you have the coin. I don't. But another point to keep in mind is accept all and every bit of help that is given to you. So as soon as I got engaged, mainly because Randy, his family has ties all around our church, they were just so like, let me know what you need to do. You know, do you have this? I have this. You can borrow this, that, and the other. I mean, it was almost overwhelming, but I'm just like, I'm going to come back to you. Once I figure out what all I need, I'm definitely going to come back to you and get that help, okay? So I do not reject any help towards my wedding. I don't care if it's even the littlest thing. Like someone say, hey, I can bring the rolls. Hey, that's one less thing I have to buy. You better bring them rolls or these people going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just like that. It's so simple, and I loved it, and I appreciate it, because, you know, you don't have to do that. Like, I didn't ask you to do that. You offered that, and I just love that. I love that people are coming to my rescue, pretty much, me and Randy's rescue, and just helping us, and that just lets us know, like, who's really in your corner. Decide what's important. That's my biggest thing. Most people feel like the whole wedding is important to them. Naturally, I didn't want this wedding. I did not. Randy actually wanted me to walk down the aisle in this lovely white dress. My dress is not white, but it's lovely ivory. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. But if I'm going to have a wedding, I'm just going to have a wedding. And then certain circumstances allowed us to not have a reception. It was just, that's another story in itself. Well, now we do have a reception, like mentioned, but what's important to me is my reception, because I feel like that embodies everything that I stand for, in a sense of like hosting at events, feeding people, and, you know, making sure that's that gathering, like that friendly gathering, everybody just having a good time. The ceremony is nice and all, but I think the reception is just going to be so much more rewarding, even though I'm saying I do to my love of my life, but we can do that here or there. You know, it's just one of those things that I just deem it whatever. But that's me. It might not be you. So just figure out what's more important to you and put your money in that area. So if you feel like your ceremony is the most important thing on this planet, then make sure you have those flowers going down that aisle, you know, have that your arch decked out with flowers, and you know, everybody's walking down with their most expensive outfit on that's in your bridal party or that's in your groomsmen party, well, wedding party, whatever. Go for it, you know. And if you want to keep it minimum at the reception, go for it. Like for me, it's going to be very minimum at the ceremony, because I feel like I'm not finna just do all this decoration in the church. I mean, the church has decorations, you know, put my little altar decorations out and then call it a day. But my reception, I mean, goodness, that's where the bulk of my money will be going. Well, let me just say our money, it will be going. So just figure out what's important for you, and then you put your money in that area. And that just leads us to budget. Make a budget and stick to it. I can't stress this enough. Do not make a, I don't know, $5,000 budget and then here you are spending $11, $12, $15,000 on your wedding. No, just make a budget and stick with it. And this will help you by doing your list of importance. So whatever is important to you, make a high and low. And if you knock out all the highs, which are, you know, I have to have, you know, if you run out of money, then those lows are, you know, should you go out of your budget to get those lows or not? So that's just totally up to you. For us, since, you know, we got a steal and not a deal, okay, because we love those steals, we could do everything that we want, and that's totally up to us. Do we have a budget? I never personally set a budget. I set a goal. Like, I would love for us to stay into the 5,000 realm. Like, don't spend anything over, and that's including the honeymoon and stuff. Is it happening? I mean, yeah, you know. But that's all I can say about wedding planning. You know, it's really not much to it if you did everything you were supposed to do. For me, like, I knew from day one, this man gonna be my husband, okay? So I've already had the little back notes and stuff like that, which made it much more easier for me. And like I mentioned, I delegate. So everyone that said I want to help or this, that, and the other, or my bridal party, my groom's party, I mean, I didn't task everybody out, where all I'm doing now is just checking in. Like, hey, is this done? Hey, is that done? Hey, how are you? You know, you still doing it? So that just made it best for me. Now, how y'all operate is totally up to you. I just find it easier if you have other people do it and you just check in. You know, hey, why should you work hard? Why work hard? You know, work smarter, not harder. Okay guys, so that's all I have for you today. If you want to know more about my journey of being engaged and being a wife, drop some comments below and I will answer it in my next video based on engagement. So back to the basics. If you loved it, like it. If you didn't love it, still like it. And if you want to see more of me, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button down there so you can be up to date on everything that I post. Thanks, guys.